I'm Catherine Wanjiru, currently a volunteer in CorpsAfrica, Kenya. I'm serving in Kathangachini, which is located in Tharaka-Nithi County. My first impression upon arriving in Kathangachini, I think I was met with the language barrier. People in Kathangachini spoke Kitharaka. I'm Makamba by birth, so I don't know about the Meru language, which is mostly spoken around Tharaka-Nithi County. And it was quite difficult, and the area was extremely hot as compared to my home county. So I was coming from a cold place to a hot place. And I remember the first time just sitting there with my host family, they were talking Kitharaka and I was confused. But after a while, I got used to it. When I got to my community, my host mother was the sub-chief of the area. And she was quite a busy woman, so she had to find for me another lady to take me around the village. And the lady which she found, she was called Kanini. Kanini is a mother of 8 children, and she's quite chatty. I used to accompany her everywhere, to the rivers, to the farm. Kanini would tell me everything about the community, everything about the people, because she would take me from household to household. I love walking alone also. It helps me to think. By walking alone, I discovered the different parts of my community. And I visited schools, and the kids are quite chatty also. The kids would tell me a lot of things about Tharaka-Nithi County. And also they'll inquire about where I've come from, because it's far away from Tharaka. So I think the sharing from where I've come from where the interaction with the children, so that's how I got to know about my community better. I got to know about the people better. During the National Tree Planting Day, I decided to go and plant the trees because I'd been invited to the primary school to help with the tree planting. During the tree planting, every kid was allocated a tree, and they had to fetch water so that they can water the trees. And I kept seeing them coming back and forth, and I was interested, where are they getting this water? So I took the 10-liter jerrycan, followed the kids, and then it was a long way. I was just asking, are we there? They're like, no, we're not there. And then they were calling me teacher. They used to call me teacher. And they'd be like, oh, are you sure you'll fetch the water? They'd be like, yeah, I'll fetch. If people are fetching, I'm also going to do it. So I remember getting to the river. It was a long way. It is around 3 kilometers from the school. So 3 to 3, that is 6 kilometers. That's a long way. And by the time I was getting back to the school, carrying my 10-liter jerrycan, I was tired. And that's how I was like, how do you people manage to do this daily? So that's how I discovered that water is a big problem in Kathangachini.
Shinda kwetu najua hii ni semi-arid place. Na ikiwa semi-arid place kupata maji na kuwa mbali. So maybe we consider the water scarcity as one of the challenges that we could maybe look for a solution.
We had a community meeting where we did the community mapping. In the community mapping, the people of the Kathangachini population, they came together for the meeting. Then we divided them per villages, and each villages, they all came up with the problems they were facing. So when we took all the lists together, we had to choose a committee, because each village gave a representative, 2 representatives from both villages. And in total, we had like 12 people, and we combined the list. So what was appearing in all the lists was the water problem. So that's how we came up. We brainstormed, and then we are like, how do we, because we could not give everyone water. So we wanted to see how we could impact many people, at the same time do a small impact, like a small project, but involve many people.
Kupitia kuita wanakijiji na wakapatiana maoni yao, wakasema wangependa sana juu wanafunzi tuko na shule 2 na wanafunzi wanaenda mtoni kuchota maji, so wangepata hiyo water solution ingekuwa mzuri.
After the community mapping, when the community members had decided we do a water project for the schools, now we decided to go to the schools, now to talk to the head of the school so that we could reach a common conclusion. And I remember going to the secondary school and talking to the madam principal, and we talked, and I told her, like, I was together with my committee members, So we talked with her and we told her that the community has sat down. They have decided, let's do a water project for the school because their kids go to the school and they're suffering because of water. And the principal was quite happy because she was trying to solve that water problem for the school for a long time. So when she saw that we have come and we wanted to help, she got involved immediately. Also, the head teacher was quite supportive, and the committee members decided, because the church was nearby and the community members could be able to access water from the church area, so they decided also to involve the church so that the church could give us land so that we can make a water kiosk whereby the community would be able to access the water. So after all that process, we sat down, we called someone to the ground, an engineer. He came, he did analysis, and then he made for us a budget. The first budget was around 600,000. And I remember we had to call a community meeting to tell them the process, or the progress of the project, where the project had reached. And when the parents came, they were so happy. They were like, oh, okay, now at least we can see light, and that the children will no longer suffer. The principal and the head teacher, they shared that they had been using a generator previously, but the generator had issues, it broke down, and it was also not sustainable because they did not have enough funds to keep fueling the generator every time to pump water. So after that, now we brainstormed together, because now we had to involve the BOM of the school. So we brainstormed with them, we looked what could be sustainable in the long run, and then we decided let's do solar, because as I said, Kathangachini, it's quite a hot place, so solar was quite suitable for the area and it would be cheap. So when we called an engineer, he came and did an assessment, he checked everything, and he gave us a budget of around 600,000. So we called the community back again to tell them about the progress of the project. When the community came, the parents were so excited, and I remember at that time feeling like if this doesn't work, so many people will be disappointed. After that, we decided let's involve another person. We get another analysis to see if the first budget was, or if what the first engineer had said could work. And we wrote a proposal to Davis and Shatcliffe. They came to the ground, they did analysis, and they gave us a bigger budget, which was around 1.4 million. Our budget had shifted from 600,000 to 1.4. Luckily for us, when Davis came to the ground, they looked at the area and they saw the need. They saw the challenges that these kids were facing daily, and also they saw how much this project would impact. So Davis decided to co-fund our project. They fully funded our project, but we had to give like 10% amount to the project. I told the community what was going to happen, and the people were really involved. The cash which the community members were to contribute was 350,000, which is not little money, but the people were so dedicated. They were like, okay, give us 2 weeks, we shall come up with the money. And that was amazing because they did come up with the money. And for the in-kind contribution, the community members, they came in big numbers, like 200 people. That's not small number. 200 people came that day. They dug the tunnels as part of their in-kind contribution. Around 6 kilometers where we were to install the pipes. Like, that was amazing because the people were very dedicated. And I can remember like looking at their dedication through the process. I was like, oh, we have to make this work. The impact of the water projects to education first, I can say that the water is life, water is everything, and water is also sanitation. So if people, like if the children go to the toilets and they don't wash their hands, they can get sick. But now with water available in the school, the children, we are sure that they can now wash their hands. And also after the water projects, because now it is done, the schools, all the schools, the primary school, the secondary school, both made a greenhouse with water being accessible in the schools. The children no longer need to go and fetch the water, so they have more time to study. For the community members, as I said earlier, we made a water kiosk. So it's now a source of income because they are able to sell water. They treated the water, so now they sell the purified water, which is a source of income.
Tumeona to sustain this project, kwanza community inafaa ile kamati imechaguliwa inafaa kukaa na ishikane mkono kwa upendo na amani. We will ensure that per every institution we have something to contribute per every month, so that if there is a breakage of the pipe, we can mend and do some repairs of our project.
Personally, working with CorpsAfrica Kenya has transformed me to be a better person, because I can remember before joining CorpsAfrica, I was quite a shy person. But then working with CorpsAfrica, I got different platforms. And even when I was in Kathangachini, I remember every public holiday, every community meeting, I had to go and talk in front of the people. So working or being part of CorpsAfrica, it gave me the opportunity to be able to face people. Professionally, CorpsAfrica Kenya has given me the connection. Like, I've met with different people. I've been able to make different connections. I've met with great leaders from Tharaka-Nithi County who I could not have met them if I was not in CorpsAfrica. So professionally, personally, CorpsAfrica Kenya has shaped me into this all-round person